one. That's a Real ID Supercenter these days. But voters, they're in here. They're casting their ballots for the primary election, which is on March 17th. And officials remind the public that there are a lot of competitive races for that election. The new space, it is larger and newer than the one that was at Clark and Lake. There are 80 machines. Those are familiar. They can accommodate voters choosing candidates running for U.S. Senate, House of Representatives, state representatives and senators, and county positions. Now, primary elections don't attract heavy turnout, but the very act of voting is getting attention as the federal government pushes for more restrictions. Early voting and vote-by-mail options were created to make it easier for voters to participate. A group pushing for an Illinois Voting Rights Act says it is needed to protect and expand the rights of eligible voters.
Too many voters face barriers based on race, on language, or the way that our election systems are designed. At the same time, federal voting protections are being rolled back, shifting even more responsibility onto states like Illinois. So let me be clear. When the federal government steps back from protecting our democracy, Illinois will step forward.
It seems like the first voters today were candidates running for election, voting for themselves. The election officials here believe about 100 people will come in today, with those numbers building up to the March 17th primary. You know, it's election season here in Chicago. Reporting live in the Loop, I'm Joni Lum. Back to you.
Joni, just want to clarify, because everybody's so used to the super site being on State Street. This is a whole different location. That site is now closed?
That other side at Clark and Lake, remember, under the L train, was super loud all the time.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a Real ID Supercenter. So if you want to vote early and you want to do it at the super site, it's State and Adams. You can always go to 69 West Washington upstairs. That is open too.
Okay, great. Thanks for that, Joni. Here's some of the other top stories we're following for you right now. As the first early votes are cast in Illinois, lawmakers are fighting over the SAVE Act.
Yeah, it stands for Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act. Texas Republican Chip Roy introduced it. The House passed it last night, 218 to 213. One Democrat voted for it. And recall you're from Texas. The bill would require proof of citizenship to register to vote and photo ID at the ballot. Republicans say it is common sense to stop voter fraud. Democrats say it will just make it harder for millions of people to vote.
Time is running out for Congress to reach a deal on funding for the Department of Homeland Security. Senate Majority Leader John Thune says he is hopeful an agreement can be reached, but it might not happen by tomorrow night's deadline. If no deal is reached, there will be another partial government shutdown impacting DHS, FEMA, and the TSA. ICE operations would be able to continue.
An update on Nancy Guthrie. Investigators set up a white tent in front of her home. They are trying to gather new information and new evidence. Nicole Cruzine from our sister station in Phoenix has been following this story and been on the scene for hours today. She joined Anita Blanton moments ago on Chicago Live with an update.
A lot of activity on the front porch today, but we couldn't see what was going on necessarily because of the tent. We do know that there was a diagram that one of our Fox reporters saw on scene of some height charts for human height comparisons.
Nicole says the sheriff is asking neighbors to share any video they may have of their street from January 1st to February 2nd. It's a large time frame, but they are hoping to find more evidence that way.
The Cook County Public Guardian is calling out DCFS over the Markel Pierce case.
He was the 8-year-old boy who died in Round Lake Beach. His mother and her boyfriend are charged.
Leslie Moreno has been following this for us and is joining us live now. Leslie, what can you tell us?
Hey guys, good evening. Yeah, I have reached out to DCFS to see if there was any history with the family. The agency claims that the family was not receiving any services and they couldn't go into any more details or provide any other information because of confidentiality issues and because it's an active and ongoing investigation. However, the Cook County Public Guardian is speaking out tonight. The agency is accusing DCFS of not being transparent after the death of 8-year-old Markel Pierce. The organization said says there is no confidentiality to protect in this case because a child is dead. He also points to state law and DCFS rules that allow the agency to release information when a child has died, been critically injured, or when a parent faces criminal charges, which all three apply here. The agency has so far cited confidentiality rules and again has not released any other details about its involvement with the family.
DCFS's statement was very slippery, frankly. It said that the family was not receiving services in the present tense. Well, was it ever receiving services in the past? We don't know. DCFS won't respond. In terms of confidentiality, that is just not true. DCFS has explicit authority under the law to release information when a child that DCFS was involved with has died. DCFS is not being transparent. Why? I can't tell you because we don't have the information.
And if you recall, earlier this week, we also spoke with a daycare director where the child was enrolled. She told us she spoke with DCFS before his death about her concerns. I did reach out to DCFS multiple times after their initial response regarding those claims. We are still waiting to hear back. I have also reached out to the governor's agency. They oversee the DC. We are still waiting to hear back. We'll let you know what they say. For now, reporting live here, Luke Marino, Fox, Congo.
Leslie, thank you. All right, quick reset because February woke up choosing kindness today.
Yeah, let's take a live look outside. I like that, T. Check the forecast here. Look how beautiful this is. Around noon today, it was kind of overcast, and all of a sudden, look what happened. Emily, it's gorgeous out there.
Yeah, nice and sunny out there this afternoon. Temperatures, they're a little bit cooler than where we were yesterday in many locations, but depending on where you are, it could be a totally different story. Far inland, we're actually seeing temps up to 48 degrees. In LaSalle, it's 44 in Morris, 41 in Kankakee, same thing in Rensselaer, down to 37 now at O'Hare, and we're at the mid-30s for a lot of locations right along the lakefront. Waukegan is down to 31, it's 32 currently in Michigan City. Here's where we're headed over the next few hours. So a lot of us this evening, we're going to be dropping through the 30s, right around 30 degrees by about 9 p.m. or so. Skies are going to remain mostly clear throughout the evening. And then your forecast low temperatures tonight, we're going to be dropping down into the mid to upper 20s. That is above average. Average low is right around 21 degrees. But here's where we're headed. Things look so nice over the next couple of days. Make plans to get outdoors. We're looking at 50s arriving tomorrow. It stays that way throughout the weekend, and by early next week, we may actually be in the upper 50s. Back to you.
That is a hooky forecast. I've never seen one before. All right, it is warm here, but Arizona is even warmer. Tina's hanging out with the Cubs.
Lucky.
Yeah, guys, hello from Mesa, Arizona. We are here at the Cubs spring training facility, and once again, the expectations are being set pretty high. I'll tell you why Alex Bregman is creating a buzz inside the clubhouse.
And here in Bucktown, a billboard promises a free burrito, but some are raising concerns about distracted driving.
You may see a smaller price tag on your next car as the Trump administration reverses an Obama-era emissions ruling. I'm Mike Emanuel in Washington. I'll have more on the legal challenges the decision could face coming up.
There is a billboard in Bucktown that has people talking.
Yeah, but now some are questioning whether this bold ad is actually dangerous. Casey Cronus is live with what she has found out. Casey?
Hi, Sylvia and Terrence. This billboard is getting a lot of buzz online, where it's racked up hundreds of interactions and comments. So we came here to see it for ourselves. Located near Damon and Elston, in clear sight of drivers who are traveling south over the Damon Avenue Bridge. The big yellow and black ad screams free burrito, but that's not the concern. It's the giant QR code next to those words. Some online and others we spoke with admit they'd be tempted to scan it even behind the wheel. So what happens when you do? The ad was put up by Guzman y Gomez, a restaurant chain with 8 locations in the Chicago area. Its Bucktown restaurant opened in December. Scanning the code takes you to their app. We wanted to see if the offer was legit, so I made an account. The free burrito didn't appear right away, but it was there when I reopened the app about 10 minutes later. 32nd Ward Alderman Scott Waguespack says his office was made aware of the billboard this week and has asked the Chicago Department of Transportation to look into it.
This is super busy. In the morning, basically people going to work downtown or to the suburbs. It's a highway entrance right nearby. Obviously, we're starting to get contacted in a way that's like, hey, this could be a distraction. But the thing I would say to that is if it's not offensive, it's a free speech issue, then you as a driver have to be responsible for the way you drive. And pulling out your phone to take a QR code off this, on the screen is probably not responsible at all.
We reached out to the restaurant chain for a statement in response to the questions and concerns surrounding the billboard, but have not yet heard back. We are also waiting to hear from CDOT for their take. Reporting live in Bucktown, Casey Cronus, Fox Chicago.
All right, thanks, Casey.
The Trump administration just rolled back EPA regulations.
Democrats say it could threaten public health. Mike Emanuel is in D.C. with more on what's being cut.
You're going to get a car that starts easier, a car that works better for a lot less money.
Greenhouse gases emitted from cars, trucks, and power plants will no longer be federally regulated as the Trump administration reverses an Obama-era ruling known as the endangerment finding.
The 2009 Obama EPA endangerment finding led to trillions of dollars in regulations that strangled entire sectors of the United States economy.
For nearly 2 decades, the federal government has regulated those emissions after the Environmental Protection Agency determined greenhouse gases pose a threat to public health and could be regulated under the Clean Air Act. But President Trump argues the finding is unnecessarily expensive and threatens American energy dominance.
Under the endangerment finding, they forced the hated start-stop feature onto American consumers, which unnecessarily shuts off a car's engine when you stop at a red light.
The White House says the repeal will save Americans roughly $1.3 trillion, in part by making new vehicles cheaper. But critics argue any short-term gains would ignore the longer-term impact of climate pollution.
The repeal will hurt kids with asthma. The repeal will hurt homeowners and destabilize insurance markets.
The repeal is likely to face legal challenges since the Supreme Court affirmed that greenhouse gases are air pollutants subject to Clean Air Act regulation. In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox Chicago.
Let's take a live look outside. I've been enjoying this shot throughout the evening. It's so pretty. Look at the clouds and the way the sun is going down. It's gorgeous out there, Emily.
Yeah, it really is. Of course, we started off with cloud cover this morning around midday into the afternoon. That's when we finally started to break into all of this sunshine. Temperatures out there today were pretty decent as well because average for this time of the year is mid-30s. Today, we ended up topping out in the upper 30s to mid to upper 40s, just depending on where you were. So inland locations ended up making it into the mid to upper 40s today. Currently in the city, it's 37. We have a wind chill of 31 degrees. We're at 36 in Gary, 38 in Woodstock, 31 in Waukegan. That's one of our cooler spots. 41 in Rensselaer, 44 in Morris, and we are now at 50 in LaSalle. So that's where we're seeing the warmest temperatures currently. The next 48 hours around here, temperatures this evening going to be dropping through the 30s. I think by daybreak tomorrow, a lot of us are going to be waking up in the mid to upper 20s. And then tomorrow afternoon, things look fantastic. So much sunshine expected for your Friday. Highs are going to be in the low to mid 50s. And then moving along into the weekend, it stays very nice. We'll have overnight low temperatures Friday night into Saturday morning, which of course is Valentine's Day. We're going to be waking up close to the freezing mark, and then your high temperatures during the afternoon going to range from the upper 40s to low 50s. But I do think that we're going to tag that 50-degree mark in the city. Your 5-day forecast: 52 degrees, sunny skies on Friday, Saturday near 50, 54 degrees for your high on Sunday, partly cloudy conditions. A little bit more in the way of cloud cover is expected early next week, but temperatures stay very nice. We're going to be in the mid to upper 50s by Monday afternoon, down to the low 50s on Tuesday, and then by Wednesday and Thursday, that's when we could start to see some changes and some precipitation returning to the area. Back to you.
All right. Thanks, Emily. Spring training is happening, and the Cubs have people talking.
Yeah, Tina is out there in Arizona. Tina, why are the people talking about the team? Could it have something to do with someone named Alex?
Yeah, well, we asked Pete Crow Armstrong about Alex Bregman, and the first thing he said was he's bestie. I mean, come on. Everyone is excited to have Alex Bregman as a teammate, a 2-time World Series champ, 3-time All-Star. Adding a bat like him to this lineup will certainly have an instant impact. Matthew Boyd was talking about how he's such a disciplined hitter, where as a pitcher, you can't afford to make any mistakes against him. Last season, we saw the Cubs struggle a little bit against left-handed pitching. Now you're switching a lefty Kyle Tucker for a right-handed batter in Alex Bregman. Not necessarily a bad thing there. Certainly will give Craig Counsell some flexibility when it comes to constructing the lineup. The Cubs last season won 92 games, made it to the second round of the playoffs without Alex Bregman. I think it's safe to say this is going to be a game-changing move for them in this upcoming season.
Wow. Okay, I cannot believe this, but Tina, it was 10 years ago that the Chicago Cubs won the World Series. I remember standing outside at the plaza with Mark Strell covering the parade. It was so much fun. So apparently there are some comparisons going on between that team and this one. Do tell.
Yeah, well, first off, I got the chance to catch up with Cubs president of baseball operations, Jed Hoyer, yesterday. He told me in his career, some of the best seasons come after a postseason run that fell short. Last season, this team got a chance to taste postseason baseball, playing in October. Craig Counsell got the chance to talk to him earlier today. He said this team remembers what it was like to lose that game, Game 5 of the NLDS up there in Milwaukee. I was with the team. I remember how emotional and abrupt things felt there in the locker room. This team really thought they had a chance to win that game. But going into this season, once again, the expectations are set pretty high. Craig Counsell said one thing that this group gained from it, they realized the bond that they had created there when it comes to going on a long postseason run. Here's Ben Brown and Carson Kelly, though, on why this season things really feel different.
You go into the playoffs and having it end so abruptly it's kind of just a sour taste in your mouth. And you know, the guys we brought in and just talking with the guys, you know, we're here to win. And I think that's the mindset coming into this camp, and I think it's something that's going to really drive us.
I think losing in the playoffs has got to be probably one of the worst things I've experienced on a baseball field. I think that was what kind of propelled the offseason to have a little bit of a sense of urgency and how I prepared. And I think what makes it hurt a little bit less is at the end of it, you have a ring on your finger, and you guys are old brothers for life because of that and kind of bound to each other. I mean, we saw the 2016 team get back together this year, and there's something special about that. And you know, there's a lot of goals, there's a lot of huge expectations in this room, and I think that's right where we should be.
Well, from Matthew Boyd, Carson Kelly, Cade Horton, all of these guys are echoing the same sentiment. They really feel like there's some unfinished business here. Once again, the expectations are set pretty high. Even with some of the new faces in the bullpen, they all know what's going to be expected of them. And by the way, if you want to watch the extended interviews of Craig Counsell and Jed Hoyer, be sure to head on over to our YouTube channel at Fox 32 Chicago. Terrence and Sylvia, I'll send it back to you.
Oh, it looks nice out there. You've got short sleeves on. I hope you're having a good time.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. We'll be right back. Thanks, Tina.
Now, time for this week's Toyota Talks.
All right, day 2 of spring training here for the Cubs, and we are joined now by ESPN 1000's Jesse Rogers. Jesse, I mean, talking to some of the guys in the clubhouse, it really feels like the word they've been using is unfinished business. And you look at that heartbreaking loss in the NLDS there to the Brewers. I mean, I imagine going into the offseason, they're extremely motivated. Day 2 here, what have you observed so far with this team?
Well, let me pick up that vibe, that thread you just mentioned here, because I was here a decade ago when in 2015 the Cubs made it to the playoffs, eventually lost in the NLCS, and then came back and won the World Series in 16. And I distinctly remember Chris Bryant right here in the building in the clubhouse talking about early in 16 picking up where they left off in 15. And that might be the vibe we're feeling here. Now, there's a whole new pitching staff bullpen-wise, so some things have to be figured out, but there is that kind of a vibe of picking up where they left off last year, and that's a great thing because you want last year to be the foundation and you want the ceiling to be the World Series, of course. So that's the feeling I get. I don't know if it's exactly the same as 15 to 16, but I mean, it kind of works 25 to 26, right? A decade later, we'll see how this all turns out. But first things first, we got to get these pitchers and catchers on the same page because, like I said, it's a brand new bullpen along with Edward Cabrera and the starting staff.
All right, Brett in Aurora, what's happening there?
Well, it's been a controversial topic in Chicagoland and across the country. We're talking about data centers, the expansion of AI, and the potential for more data centers coming up across Chicagoland. And we're going to show you why. There's going to be an open house tonight in Aurora. We're going to be talking about the future and the moratorium that's about to expire next month.
If you want total health care from a provider you trust,
hi, Blair.
Right in the palm of your hand, if you want soup, sweatpants, and zero in-person contact. If you want wellness wherever, our virtual primary care delivers with great website manner.
No worries.
So choose your doctor from our profiles and enjoy the healthiest online relationship you've ever had. House calls have evolved. Advocate Healthcare.
Debate.
Aurora wants to hear from people about data centers. There's an open house tonight at 5:30.
And Brett is there live right now. And Brett, we understand the city just put a hold on these things. Tell us about that.
And the big reason for that, Sylvia, is because of the unknown, specifically what's going to happen with utility bills. We've heard from a lot of our viewers already this past winter about their utility bills skyrocketing, and they're wondering if they end up building more data centers here in the city of Aurora, what that's going to do for the future of their utility bills. But there's also concerns about how much water some of these data centers are consuming. So just kind of combining all of those different concerns, that's the reason why the city of Aurora has put a 100-day moratorium on any new construction projects on data centers. But here's the deal. That expires on March 25th, and that's why we are here today. There is an open house that the city of Aurora is inviting everybody today that goes from 5:30 to 7. We are here at the Public Works building on Liberty, and it comes after the city approved the Cyrus One data center project in 2017. And this is coming as we heard from some residents recently who say they are loud, they can hear them from their backyard, and they're concerned about the potential long-term health risks. So they're also concerned about the amount of water and electricity data centers require to operate. However, Aurora, given all that information, still feels that there's a place for data centers as long as they follow what they consider to be sustainable practices and, of course, not hurt your money at home with skyrocketing utility bills.
We realized here in Aurora that we did not have requirements that adequately addressed some of the concerns we had from our citizens. We also just didn't even have a definition of a data center. So we needed to take a pause. There are not really standardized requirements at the national level for data centers. So we had to look up some best practices, learn from other municipalities to get an idea of what we wanted to propose ourselves.
And this is all happening as some Illinois lawmakers are trying to put what they call safeguards on data centers and trying to protect Illinois consumers here, specifically when it comes to the transmission costs. They feel like data centers and the companies themselves need to pay them themselves and not pass that cost on to the consumer. This is all, once again, concerned over high utility bills. We're going to be in this meeting, and of course, we're going to have more for you tonight at 5 and 9 o'clock. But for now, we're live in Aurora. Brett Pagansky, Fox Chicago.
All right, we'll see you then, Brett. All right, this weather is acting cute. Should we trust it, though? This is what today's giving visually, Sylvia. Emily, how long do we get this beautiful sunset and all that good stuff?
You know, we're going to have these similar conditions for about another week. And actually today's the coldest day that we're going to be experiencing for about a week. Yes, it's all up from here. It's looking great when you see the 7-day forecast. Your temperatures right now, we're sitting in the 30s for a lot of us, especially closer to the lakefront. So the lake temperatures right now are sitting in the lower 30s, right around 33 degrees. So with that easterly wind, it's making a pretty big difference on temps because inland locations, places like LaSalle, actually tagged 50 degrees today. Tonight, we're dropping down to about 28 degrees. We'll have southeasterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's enough to send wind chill temps down to about 20. Your outdoor forecast for Friday, whether you're heading out in the morning, the midday hours, or the afternoon, it looks beautiful. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. High temperatures are expected to reach into the low to mid 50s. And then we're right around 50 degrees on Saturday for Valentine's Day. By Sunday, we're partly cloudy, high temperatures near 54. And those 50s, those are going to continue all the way into early next week as well. Back to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Emily. Well, new tonight, the U.S. House voted to cancel President Trump's tariffs on Canada. The vote in the Republican-controlled House signals growing GOP discomfort with Trump's aggressive tariff strategy. The president said Republicans who voted against the tariffs would, quote, seriously suffer the consequences come election time. The policy now goes before the Senate.
Wall Street had a rough day. Stocks dropped. The reason AI concerns are back. Software, legal services, and wealth management. Starting to lose my voice. Got hit hard. And listen, the January jobs report was stronger than expected. So a Fed rate cut is looking less likely.
Yes, because you know what? Tomorrow we find out about inflation, and apparently economists think the numbers are going to look better, too.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, all right, we're chasing Chicago with the food influencer.
Oh, yes. How does tuna tostada or carne asada nacho sound? Oh, yeah, there's a reason this spot is often voted one of the best Mexican restaurants in West Town and the West Loop. Wait till you see it. We come back. You're going to love this team.
I'm a mess.
level.
Time for Tasting Chicago. Today, we're out with the local food influencer. Erica Eats Everything. That is her name. That is her whole vibe.
Yeah. Do you follow her?
I don't.
Super fun. You got to start. We are heading to West Town to try out Diego Restaurant. Think Baja California meets Mexican street food, and there's a reason this spot is always at the top of the list for so many foodies. Take a look.
Erica.
From TikTok to Instagram, food fans searching for the next meal are following influencer Erica Eats Everything. The creator behind the account is Erica Noblecia. She's built a massive following doing what she does best, finding the best food in any neighborhood. So we tagged along as she showed us one of her favorite spots. Okay, Erica, here we are in West Town. Where have you brought me?
We are at Diego, and you know, sometimes when I always crave Mexican food, but sometimes I want to crave something more light, more seafood forward, and this is the perfect place. And I've been following the chef since he began this journey, and the food it's amazing.
Okay, let's go inside. I have to admit, I have been here. This is one of my favorites too. We're here with Chef Steven Sandoval. Why did you pick this spot?
Oh my goodness, I have came here so many times. I actually celebrated my mom's birthday when she came into town. And this tuna tostada, I mean, I feel like this is something that's brought everyone in. Also, Chef Sandoval's work, like anything he makes is just wonderful, so much flavor.
So tell people who have not been to Diego, how do you describe it, and what's the vibe you want them to have? What do you want them to know about everything?
Well, thanks for choosing us.
Of course.
I love to see you guys always. So Diego's a very personal concept. It's named Diego because it has roots to San Diego, which is my hometown. I like to call it Baja borderless cuisine because I'm from San Diego, but I went often to Tijuana for my dad's car wash, and we would always have street tacos, but we also have things like the California burrito on the San Diego side, which is something that I grew up eating. And of course, we have tons of seafood options, the tuna tostada. We have a thing that we call the Mariscos Maximo, which I think is your favorite, and just a bunch of different street foods. But as far as a restaurant goes, we are more than just the food. You know, we're part of a neighborhood, and we like to do a lot of local outreach and kind of be involved in different projects. And I don't know, we just like to have fun here.
The thing we love that we've all been watching is you're dog friendly. You have all these dog pictures. Tell us about that.
We love dogs. My other owners has numerous dogs, and so we have a big dog culture here. And it kind of just plays to our atmosphere that we have in Diego. It's just very laid back, kind of a beachy vibe with that San Diego, tons of different colors, different artists that come through and that we've collaborated with, and just making fun food and having a good time is kind of our MO. Here's our classic tuna tostada. It has a little salsa macha, leche de tigre, aguacate. Yeah, just our
That's unusual.
honor.
I wouldn't think of putting tuna like that. I love you did that.
Yeah,
the combination.
It's great. It's super fresh. It's light. It's just become our signature. So,
Okay.
This is a new dish. We just did a menu change. So for those that follow us, we have tons of new dishes that just hit the menu, but this is one of them. This is our tinga tostada. So it's a take on chicken tinga. The Diego burrito. If you've never had it before, it's a burrito with steak, French fries, avocado, crema, and a little bit of chipotle arbol salsa. This is our El Pastor alambres, so it's kind of build your own taco. We have a little bit of pineapple in there, all the flavors that you get in El Pastor in the streets of Mexico City, sort of guacamole, pico de gallo, and salsa. Lastly, the tacos dorados, which is our crispy tacos. They're filled with potatoes, so this is like our vegetarian option. A little salsa cruda with avocado and crema. I think Chicago is very passionate about Chicago Latin culture. It's big for me and my business partner, who's also Latino. Just representing each other and also just like staying faithful to, to our heritage and our culture. That's kind of super important to who we are.
Chef, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Erica, thank you for an amazing, incredible day. You must love eating everything in Chicago.
I do.
One of the best restaurant cities, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my goodness. It's just the experiences of getting to know the owners, the chefs of every single place that I go to, and sharing these Hispanic-owned businesses like with my audience. It just brings me so much joy.
Well, you're bringing me so much joy, Chef. Thank you.
I appreciate all coming and,
we'll be
supporting
back.
us. So.
Let's keep eating in the meantime.
Yeah, let's keep eating.
Okay, here's the good news. If you should make it to Diego, you need to know that they have a new late night taco special. It's going on after 9, Tuesday through Saturday, $3 tacos.
Okay.
Yep. And they're now doing weekday lunch for delivery and pickup.
Oh, so you said they're on apps now, too, as well.
Yep.
DoorDash, Uber Eats, all that good
You
stuff?
can enjoy it at your beck and call.
Okay. I just follow Erica, too. It's
Yeah.
Erica with a C, by the way.
Erica eats
on
everything.
the
She's
gram,
fun.
on the IG,
There you go.
the Insta. All right, we're getting another look at this warmer weather coming up.
And in the meantime, let's take a look at this beautiful shot and possibly a look at your trip home. Maybe? Yeah, there we go. Not bad,
just
not
one
bad.
red bomb on the Kennedy. Wherever you're going, get there safe. All right, let's slow it down. Take another look outside. This is big picture time, as we like to call it.
Look how gorgeous that is. What do you see in there, huh? Look at all those colors.
What are the colors, T?
Yep.
I'm out of it today.
Same.
Sky blue.
So pretty. Yeah, and then look at that.
That's a little on the nose.
And then look at that yellowish orangey.
Yeah, it's just, it's
so pretty,
today.
right?
Yeah.
I love our skyline.
You know, and it really depended on where you were today, on what you were experiencing. So we had a very light easterly wind, and Lake Michigan temperatures right now are sitting right around 33 degrees. So that makes a huge difference this time of year when we have some warmer air that's in place, because if you have that flow coming in off of the water, Well, it sends temperatures to be very, very close to that water temp. So as you can see here, your high temperatures closer to the lakefront only made it into the upper 30s today. But if you were inland, places like DeKalb County, Kendall, Grundy County, LaSalle County, looking really good. We ended up making it into the 40s, and LaSalle actually hit 50 degrees today. So it was very mild if you were inland and away from the lake. But closer to the lakefront, of course, running a little bit cooler. But either way, temperatures were still above average, so we will take it. And today is going to be the coldest day that we see for likely the next week or so, because we have much warmer air that's going to be building in. So the 5-day forecast here, we're in the low 50s tomorrow, near 50 degrees on Saturday. Sunday, I think we're up to near 54 degrees, and then it gets even warmer. 57 is now my expected high for Monday afternoon. And then Tuesday, we're back down to the low 50s. Either way, the next several days around here look stunning, and we're going to have a lot of sunshine to go along with the warm temperatures too. This is your temperature outlook from the 18th through the 22nd. So this is kind of rolling us toward the end of February, and we're still strongly favored to see warmer than average temperatures. Something that we're going to have to watch, though, by the later portion of next work week. So I'm thinking Thursday into Friday, we could be seeing some colder air wrapping in on the backside of a storm system that's going to come through. So that may significantly drop our temperatures by the end of next work week. But until then, I think we're going to be enjoying those 50s. So your satellite and radar, things are quiet for now. We have had a little bit of cloud cover out there, especially closer to the lakefront. But for the most part, a lot of us have been enjoying just mostly sunny conditions throughout the afternoon. Futurecast taking us throughout this evening and then into the overnight. Skies are going to be mostly clear to partly cloudy. Notice the wind direction. So tomorrow we're going to have southerly winds. So we're bringing in that warmer air mass out of the south. Your temperatures tomorrow morning, I think for a lot of us, are going to be in the upper 20s. And then we are very quickly seeing those numbers rising through the morning hours. By afternoon, there's a lot of us that are going to be in the low, if not sneaking into the mid 50s. So very, very mild conditions tomorrow. And then looking forward to Saturday, of course, Saturday is Valentine's Day. I think we're going to be starting off the day pretty close to the freezing mark, which of course is right around 32. And then through the day, lots of sunshine expected, becoming partly cloudy during the afternoon. And this storm system here, that's what we were watching previously this week. We're still, of course, keeping a close eye on it. This model's trying to bring some of that rain into the far southern sections of the viewing area, places like Kankakee County, Newton and Jasper counties Saturday night. I'm not overly concerned about that, though. I do think this is going to be staying just south of the viewing area, so we should be in pretty decent shape. I do think that we're going to pick up increasing cloud cover associated with this storm system by the end of the day on Saturday, and then certainly into the overnight, but I expect that rain to stay just south of our area. For tonight, 28, we'll have southeasterly winds becoming southerly, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. 7-day forecast tomorrow looks good, 52. Sunny skies expected on Friday, Saturday for Valentine's Day. Partly cloudy conditions, becoming mostly cloudy at night. Then on Sunday, we have decreasing cloud cover again, a high of 54, 57, mostly cloudy on Monday. We're keeping the clouds around going into Tuesday. By Wednesday and Thursday, that's when we could start to see our next storm system arriving. And then that's going to wrap in some cooler air on the backside of that storm system. So we'll have cooler temperatures by Thursday and Friday. We'll be right back.
Caleb Williams will be in the NBA All-Star Weekend festivities. He's going to be doing the celebrity three-point shooting contest. All of that kicks off tomorrow with the three-point contest tomorrow night. All-Star Weekend is in L.A. this year.
Well, that's fun. Okay, it's not a bird. It's not a plane. It's a fireball. The American, you want to sing the song for me now? The American Meteor Society says it received several calls about this bright object. So we asked the director of public observation at Adler Planetarium to explain the name. Public observer.
When you have something interacting with Earth's atmosphere, quick streak of light in the sky, something's burning up in our atmosphere. So we call that a meteor. And if something is pretty bright and a little bit bigger than your average run-of-the-mill quick streak of light in the sky called a meteor, we call that a fireball. And so just a more dramatic name for a more dramatic sight in the sky. And so this is something was burning up in our atmosphere. Something came in pretty fast and burned up. And along the way, it lasted long enough that it could be seen over Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky at least. And those are the reports I've seen so far.
Pretty cool. She says that fireball was spotted at about 10:30 p.m. So if you have any sort of doorbell camera, there's a chance you might want to take a look just in case it was captured.
She was giving me Mrs. Frizzle vibes. Remember from
Yes.
Magic School Bus?
And she's very excited and passionate about it. So yes.
And that you know, you get some of that too. Get the energy from her.
Absolutely.
All right, trading cards, they're usually reserved for athletes, but one of America's favorite actors has his own now.
And it looks pretty good. We're talking about Larry David, of course. The trading card company Topps just posted this one-of-a-kind trading card signed by the actor. It shows pictures of him from his legendary show, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it reads, Larry David, pretty good.
Like, why?
Because that was a saying that he had.
No, not the saying, but like, why?
Why him?
Why him? Yeah. Is it his birthday coming up or something?
Good question.
Where's my
Maybe
phone? Hey,
you
Siri,
can look it up.
when is Larry David's birthday?
Alexa. Yeah, you
Did
know,
she go off? Oh, okay.
Maybe
didn't work from here.
Maybe he has a buddy who works at Topps, you know, the trading card company. You just never know. Those things happen. Okay, there's a jewelry store thief that was caught on camera making a gallop to get away.
Yeah, he rode off on a donkey. He smashed his way in with a forklift. This happened in Turkey. Check it out. Here's a surveillance video showing him bust through a security gate. He grabbed the stuff, the shop.
Look at that.
He trashed the shop. There you go. And grabbed gold. They're going to donkey. Just galloping down the street. Police did track the guy down, and then they found the jewelry buried in the ground. Hopefully nothing from the donkey was down.
I was going to say,
too.
How fast can a donkey run? Do you know?
I mean, it looked pretty fast. I think we sped that up.
Sped it up for sure. I think so. A grocery store in New York City is like no other. Everything inside is free.
Yeah, this opened today. Hundreds of people are in line. Linda Schmidt is checking it out.
Well, take a walk with me here. The line starts on 7th Avenue at Charles Street, and it goes all the way down the block here. I have to walk pretty fast, all the way down this block, and then it wraps around onto West 10th Street and goes all the way down for another block.
I'm out here for the free groceries.
They started lining up hours before the pop-up free grocery store opened. Poly Market billing its pop-up as New York's first free grocery store.
Everybody in New York could use free groceries.
Well, what did you get inside?
I got a little bit of everything, some Cheerios,
Okay.
some Tide, some chicken, just some different snacks. So when I can't take everything out, but yeah, like some Chomp.
Talk to me about what you got.
I got some eggs, Tide Pods, oatmeal, a little bit of grapes.
Polymarket is a prediction market that allows people to bet on the outcomes of all sorts of things, like sports, entertainment, politics, the weather, and so on. And these companies have become extremely popular. This pop-up free grocery store is a promotion, but it is also a philanthropic event. Polymarket saying it has donated $1 million to the Food Bank of New York City. Their rival, Kalshi, held a similar free food giveaway last week.
There's people in need. You know, we struggle with groceries. Groceries are up right now because towards inflation.
Polymarket gives you a tote bag that you can fill up with groceries, and you have to be at least 18 years old.
I think it's a cool idea. Now, I don't think it's a good idea for the city because let's say if they do start opening free markets all over the place, then the city will probably start doing the same. And then we'll probably could go to something like how Cuba had food, you know, get distributed once a month.
The pop-up free grocery store is open in the afternoon through Monday. In the West Village, Linda Schmidt, Fox 5 News.
Thanks for watching the news at 4. You're Dawn and T with the news at 5. Now at 5, thank you, Sylvia. Chicago Black Restaurant Week in full swing. We take you back through the history.
It's top early voting in Chicago, but if you want to cast your ballot, you will need to head downtown.
The White House ending its surge of ICE agents in Minneapolis, but funding could run out for DHS. Thank you for joining us at 5. I'm Dawn Hasbro.
I'm Terrence Lee. Scott's off tonight. First up tonight, early voting for the March primary kicking off in Chicago today.
You can only vote downtown right now, and that's where we find Joni Lum at the new super site. Joni.
Hi there. There's some activity in here. The new Chicago Voter Super Site is going to be open for another hour today. It's the first day of early voting. This is a new space right at State Street.